if you could draw something from the opening offensive drive of the game, after all this, it looked like Texas was focused on featuring DJ Johnson. Has that feature back, not just in the pod, but basically anywhere you could line him up. Had about a 2-hour weather delay before this one even got started. Opening drive for the Texas offense, and on 3rd and 2, Ahmad looks away, and rightfully so, because something twists there on the left leg. DJ comes up short, also comes up hobbled. Really? And at that point, it was all going downhill for the Texas backfield. They checked him out. They looked at the leg. He did not return to the game after that. David Ash.
Beautiful throw right there. I'm telling you what, with the off coverage like that, you got to throw that ball high and outside, and that was a beautiful pass. Great catch from Mike Davis as well.
That sluggo there, man, it's hard to read. He bit on that double move, and the rest is history.
57 yards. And at that point, Texas feeling okay. DJ Johnson, a smile on his face, makes it 7-3. Next drive, 3rd and 2. This is one of your big points at the half. Ahmad.
Yeah, for me, that's 3 defensive backs there that had an opportunity to tackle Taysom, and I believe that's where he got going. That's where he really gained his confidence. When you take a play like that and you just completely dupe the defense and make some moves. And now the kid is athletic, like I said, but breaking tackles out there, he almost reminded me of Ricky Williams at times. I mean, he's just stepping in and out of plays, and that's something when this Texas defense looks back on, they're not going to be happy that they were in the right place but just didn't make the play.
Any comment, Ricky, on the comparison? BYU going back at it, trying to pick on Duke Thomas. That's Cody Hoffman, their leading receiver. They came back for the first time this year, making an impact, but Duke Thomas comes back strong for the first time in his career. He's got an INT.
Oh, he would have picked this regardless had the wide receiver not slipped. He was just in the prime position. He read the route when those hips sank. He broke out of his break and his first interception of his career.
Okay, this is when you felt the flow with the Texas offense. The lasers from David Ash, that one to John Harris.
Well, I tell you, really all night long, when David Ash had time to actually step and deliver the ball, he threw the ball well all night long. But later in the game, when they started getting pressure in the backfield, that's when he wasn't quite as accurate.
Good run from Jonathan Gray, 12 yards, down to the 1, 3rd and goal. Joe Bergeron. The physicality, nice to see you. First touchdown for Joe Bergeron since the Texas Tech game of last season.
I love it, showing the power here, getting his shoulders down and doing what he does, getting in the end zone. See, this is the point in the game where I was excited. You know, Texas takes the lead. They answer after BYU scores. Now it's time to step on the gas.
But this was one of the game changers. It's 4th and 10. Texas brings everybody to try to block this one. Instead, they end up with a roughing the kicker call, 1st down.
I mean, the thing about this play is earlier in the game they had another call that they should have called, roughing the kicker. You would think that they would have learned from that, and you do it twice.
You're right.
The refs aren't going to overlook it both times.
And BYU took advantage. Taysom Hill doing it on the ground.
And missed tackles too.
20 yards for the touchdown. Let's talk.
Missed tackles, and just think wearing the defense out at this point. 8 minutes to go in the second half.
But as we heard from Coach Brown, there were still opportunities. Good teams, in his word, respond. And he said that Texas did not respond in this game. A 3rd and 7, your chance to get off the field. That's 15 yards for Taysom Hill.
They weren't good on 3rd down and long, and they were converting. And that's disappointing because that means that Manny Diaz and this defense put themselves in good positions, but then they give up those conversions, and it just demoralizes the defense. And then this is what happens. And once you get that momentum back, now you're flowing, now you're going, and points are the next thing you know that are up on the board.
And it's not just that they weren't converting, it's they were giving up big plays on 3rd down.
And
Kendall Sanders right here. Kendall Sanders had a couple of really good catches to open up the second half. I know, Ahmad, you were high on him. Made a couple of great comebacks right here.
3rd and long, and that is a fantastic stick-em grab from Kendall Sanders. Excuse me.
You see the offense fighting here, only down by 2 scores, and then the wheels start to fall off. 3rd down. It's interesting. It seems like when we were on defense, we couldn't stop them on 3rd down, and we were on offense, we couldn't do anything on 3rd down.
Kyle Van Noy. What do you say about the guy?
He's almost as good as Clowney. I know all the hype, nationally is about about Clowney, but I tell you what, this kid Kyle Van Noy is the real deal. I don't think we actually blocked him all night long.
Taysom Hill. That ain't Vince Young. It's Taysom Hill.
He looked explosive, though.
He did.
He's a good player.
Stronger lower body. I mean, really, he broke a lot of tackles tonight. I mean, he really did. And despite the fact that they were some arm tackles, he really did do a good job of getting loose.
But the defense couldn't be surprised that he was going to run the ball. Coming into the game, it was going to be Williams and Hill all night long. Just didn't have an answer.
And there's a response right there.
Yeah.
From Mike Davis. There is a response. Now we start going with this up-tempo season. And this system for BYU that just wants to push the gas as fast as they can. Somewhat confusion there, but you still have time to get set. I mean, it's not like they were scrambling when the ball was snapped.
Well, I just think, guys, when you're tired and you're getting it taken to you like this, frustration sets in. And I think anybody who's been in this situation, we've all been in a situation before where you're tired, they're taking it to you, and that just shows the frustration.
4th and 1. Jalen Overstreet going backwards.
Yeah, that's a tough play. They played really good defense on that play. It's, you can look at this and you can see him running backwards and say, but they had the play covered. They had people coming from the front side, the back side. They had the read, they had the quarterback. That's just good defense.
David Ash put one up on 4th and 3. This point before he left the game, didn't look like everything was right with David Ash. He would eventually leave. Game broadcasts reporting that David Ash was being evaluated for potential head injury. You see some of the contact that he was facing, but really this was a BYU defense that brought that contact from the get-go.
Yeah, he's going to be sore tomorrow. I mean, this was a very physical game, and BYU was on the winning end of the physicality of this game. And the word toughness just keeps coming up. And, I hated to play against teams like this because you knew they were going to bring it over and over and over again. And especially on the road, you got to match the intensity.
Hey, and David Ash protected the football. He made some plays. We knew the BYU defense was going to be stout. There was something there. Case McCoy trying to engineer the comeback. A little under 5 minutes left. 4th down. Finds the turf.